Good morning. I've decided to take a 60-mile bus journey out to a small Latvian town called Cesis. I've stepped off the bus, I've taken a walk down the old style cobbled street, and I've come across this church, so I figured I'd pay €2 to get to the top and take a bird's eye view across the town as the first thing I do today.
I set myself aside, lead the way on this trial. If you don't know the way, we can stop and make a change.
So I've just found out this church is called St. John's Church. It's the largest medieval Latvian church outside of Riga, and it was built in the 13th century. And you can kind of see that when you come inside. You can see that it's built primarily from wood, stone and concrete.
I know we walk for days, losing hope, fading love. This night will be okay, waking up to another day.
So I'm still climbing, but I think I've just arrived at the top. You can hear the old rickety wooden steps as I come up. That's where I've just come from. There we go, and I can see the bells from here actually, there they are. I make it exactly midday. So in theory these should be ringing any second now. There is another staircase here, but you're not allowed to go up there, it's all chained off, you can see. And then as I come around here, we'll have a look to see what kind of views we get. There we go, that's pretty nice. That's the old medieval castle that I'll be visiting this afternoon. Beautiful day, it's warm. It's about 23 degrees at the moment, and it's going to get to about 25 degrees, maybe 26. One more view. There we go. There's the church. I'll be going down there after I've visited the tower. Wow, pretty incredible views. Right, I think it's time to head down. So I'm going down to the ground floor again. See these really old walls. Heading back into the actual church to take a look around there. There are seats in here for 1,000 people, so it's a fairly sizable church. And then this right here is the altar. I think I'm allowed to come up to this section. And above the altar, there's this huge picture of what looks like Jesus on a cross. The windows also pretty spectacular. Very large, very colourful. And then at the back of the church down there, you can see the organ above the entrance door. The entrance door, by the way, is exactly 100 metres, 300 foot above sea level. So I'm now in the main town square, I think. There's the church. Yeah, I'm going to head towards the castle now, take a look over there. So I'm just heading through part of the old town now. See some very interesting looking buildings. So come around the corner. There we go. believe there is a fairly large Russian population here in Latvia, and this is a Russian Orthodox church. So the church is just on the grounds of the castle and local park. So that's kind of where I'm heading now. Not entirely sure of my bearings, but I can see a lake down there, as well as some parkland. Haven't seen the castle yet, but it looks very nice. It's quiet. It's very picturesque, that's for sure. Let's go and take a closer look at that lake. So there is the murky waters of the lake. Right down now on the bottom of the steps, just taking a look over towards the fountain. It's a nice little bandstand up there on the hill. The duck come to see me, look. A nice statue on both sides of the entrance to the lake, and then there's these grand steps, a grand staircase if you will, that leads up towards the castle. So you can imagine back in medieval times this was perhaps part of the fortress. We just go around a little bit more, there's another statue, and then up there is the Russian Orthodox blue church, and then we're back to the lake and back to the duck. So these are the remains of the original castle. I think you're allowed to walk up here. There seems to be a sign just about here saying beware of falling rocks, I guess. I'm guessing you're allowed up there. It does look very frail, to be fair. And let's just zoom in so we get a better exposure. There we go. Look how frail that looks. It does look like those bricks are gonna pop out at any second. So I've just climbed to the top of a large mound, and I'm about to go into the grounds now of the castle, find out if I've got to pay, and just have a look at the castle itself. Apparently there's a new and an old one, so let's go and take a look. Well, I've just paid €6 to get into the castle, and I've been given a lantern to take with me on the first part, so I'm guessing it's going to be fairly dark and unlit. So here we go, just entering the west tower. One of the first things you notice is just how cold it gets. It's really warm outside, I'm sweating, but in here it's really cool because of the stone, I guess. But look how dark it gets. Oh my goodness. Jeez, actually can't see anything. I might have to wait for my eyes to adjust. It is incredibly dark in here. There is no lighting whatsoever, pitch black. Just the light of the lantern. So I think I've made it to the top of one of the towers. You can see just a whole load of rock in the middle here. And then a wooden roof. This wooden roof was, well, not this one, but the original roof was destroyed 200 years ago. Destroyed in a fire apparently. For the next 150 years, it didn't have a roof, they didn't replace it. So the whole building got wet and damp until they built this fairly new one. You look over there, you can see the North Tower. There we go. The North Tower isn't open these days because it is only being held up by iron rods. So if you took them away, the whole thing would probably crumble to the ground. Hopefully one day though it'll be restored and you'll be able to go and visit it. There you can see the main entrance. Under reconstruction, or renovation I should say. It's a beautiful place. So incredibly enough, archaeologists have unearthed nearly 1,000 cannonballs from this site, dating back to the sieges of 1577 and 1578. including heavy stone balls weighing up to 1,000 kilograms fired by the Russian heavy artillery when Ivan the Terrible was attacking this place. This is some historical reenactments. This area here is just how the castle would have been. Oh wow. So that's a device for watering the plants. Wow.
A nice shower for gardener too.
Yeah.
Or for guests.
Especially when it's this hot.
Yes, yes. 30 degrees and nice watering system.
So here's another view of those gardens just over the other side now. There we go. So building a stone castle was not easy work. There was all the lifting of the stones, of course, and these two devices here were little stone lifting cranes. They've been recreated using drawings found from medieval times. So I'm now in the newer part of the castle. This is now a museum, as you can see. Unfortunately, everything in here seems to be in Latvian, so I can't really read or understand it. But I'm guessing these are the foundations. People have been throwing money down there. Lots of examples of traditional Latvian clothing, and also a lot of artifacts, including belts, bracelets, and necklaces. So this place is kitted out a bit more like a palace, but then I guess in some respects they're very similar. Both castles and palaces at times were the place where nobility and generals used to stay and live. So I'm inside the newer part of the castle, as I said before, and I'm about to go up to the top of one of the towers. Take a look at what kind of view I get up here. Wow, look at that. So I've left the castle and fortress and I'm now about 3 or 4 minutes walk just over the road, and I've come across a place called Maija Park, which apparently is famous for having black swans in its lake. I think I can see some there in the distance, so I'm going to go down and have a closer inspection, see if I can spot any on the water. Well, it's 6:30. My bus leaves for Riga at 7 o'clock, so I'm going to head back to the bus station now. I've really enjoyed coming here today. It was a bit of a 50-50 actually, whether I came or not, but I'm glad I did. A lot of picturesque scenery, the castle, the church, the lake, they're all very photogenic. So I'm going to make my way now, about 10 minutes walk back to the bus station, and then catch a 2-hour bus that's going to take me back to the centre of Riga and to the hotel. Great day.